Hello and welcome to the next video in the TTM for Jira series. In this video, we will look at the steps in executing test runs. By the end of this video, you will be able to explain the different states of releases and create a new release in Jira. You will also be able to examine how to create a new test cycle and create folders and subfolders within the cycle. You will also be able to understand an overview of the test pad, how to operate the test pad, and understand what the cycle traceability feature is. Let's begin by discovering how to create a new release in Jira and explore its integration with the TTM for Jira tool. When you click on the Test Execution tab in the TTM for Jira tool, you will be navigated to the default view of the Test Execution page. In this view, there are two sections, Unreleased and Released. The Unreleased section consists of the versions that are yet to be released, whereas the Release section consists of the versions already released in the past. Now, if you want to manage these releases, you will have to click on Releases on the Jira interface. Here you will see unreleased and released versions of your project. Remember, the Releases section is a Jira functionality that is exclusive to company-managed projects and not available for team-managed projects. Now, to create a new version, click on the Create Version button. In the pop-up that you get on the following screen, enter the details such as name, start date, release date, and so on. For example, let's name the version as 4.0.0. Complete this step by clicking on the Save button. When you go back to the Test Execution tab in TTM for Jira, you can observe that the new version 4.0.0 is listed under the Unreleased section. Next, let's discover how to create a new test cycle along with folders and subfolders within that cycle. Click on the New Test Cycle button and fill in the details, such as name, version, planned start date, and planned end date. In this instance, let's enter the name Sanity Cycle and select the version 4.0.0. Note that the planned start and end dates will be automatically derived from the selected version. You can edit these fields if needed, but only within the dates defined for the release. Completing the Test Run Attributes section will aid in obtaining this information during the execution of test runs. Complete this step by clicking on the Create button. Now when you click on Take Me There, you can observe that a new cycle, Sanity Cycle, has been created under version 4.0.0. Let's proceed to see how to create test runs. Click on the Create Test Runs button. In the next view, choose the test cases. Let's say, all from the payment folder. You can customize fields by clicking Add Fields, but we'll skip it as we already defined this in the previous stage. Finally, click on the Add button to generate the test runs. A distinctive feature of TTM for Jira is the ability to organize test runs into folders and subfolders. To do so, click on the three vertical dots next to the test cycle you had created and select New Folder. Assign the name of the folder. In this case, we will name it Payment. Click on the three vertical dots in the main folder and select Add Subfolder. Specify the subfolder's name and press Enter. Choose a test run, click Move to Folder, and select the desired folder if you wish to relocate test runs to their corresponding folders. Here, we'll move the test runs into the Card and Cash subfolders. After moving the test runs into the folders, you'll receive a confirmation pop-up. Now to execute the tests. You can either select individual test runs or check the box in the column to choose all test runs from that folder. Click Run and you'll be directed to the test pad. Building on what we've explored so far, let's now look at the overview of test pad. Firstly, in the Steps Execution tab, you can find all the steps listed and you can add any defects, new comments, and attachments. Secondly, in the Test Run Details tab, you can notice the linked test case from which the test run was created. You can also see more details such as assignee, components, folders, version, and more. Moving to the Requirements tab, you can observe the linked requirement. Next, in the Defects tab, you can view the defects that are recorded while executing the test runs. And lastly, in the Attachments tab, you'll find all the attachments that are linked to the selected test run. If there are attachments linked to the test case, they will also be displayed here. Now that we've covered the TestPad overview, let's explore its operation. The environment and build fields are automatically derived from the test cycle creation stage. You can use the timer feature to record your efforts on the test runs. Please note that you cannot edit any fields in this view, except the actual result field, as they function like a snapshot in time of the test case. Once you have run the tests, you can simply mark the steps as passed, failed, blocked, or so on. You can also set the status of the test runs. For instance, let's mark this test run as failed. Now you can jump to the next test run by either clicking on the right arrow or by clicking on the test run over here. Notice that the previous test run is marked in red, indicating a failure. Suppose in this test run the first 2 steps pass, but the 3rd step fails, and you need to report a defect. You can do this by adding a new defect or selecting an existing one. Alternatively, you can leverage the powerful Create a Defect with AI feature in TTM for Jira. This option automatically analyzes the failed step and generates a bug with details like steps to reproduce, expected results, actual results, and steps to fix. Submit the defect by clicking Create. In the Defects tab, you'll see that the submitted defect is linked to the test run. Select the checkbox in the column and set the status based on your assessment to simultaneously mark all the steps of a test run. Another unique feature of the TTM for Jira tool is the Quick Run functionality. To utilize it, go back to the Test Execution tab. Here in the Status column, you can mark the status of the test runs directly from this view. Moving to the next segment, the Cycle Traceability feature, which is used for linking a cycle to a Jira issue. Click on the Link to Issue button and select an issue from the dropdown. In this instance, let's select the requirement TTM-188. Upon clicking Done, you'll receive a confirmation pop-up. Now when you click on the Link to Issue button and navigate to the linked issue by clicking on the requirement TTM-188, you will see the Cycle Traceability button. Note that the Cycle Traceability button is added automatically to every issue type except a test case. Test cases will have a test case panel, while issue types like requirement, task, defect, story, and epic will feature the Cycle Traceability button. Now when you click the Cycle Traceability button and scroll down to the test cycle panel, you can see the executed cycle. You can also check the statistics of your test cycle. This is useful for users who need to access this information outside the TTM for Jira tool. And now when you click on Go to Test Cycle, you will be redirected to the same test cycle. This brings us to the end of this video, and by now you should be able to explain the different states of releases and create a new release in Jira, examine how to create a new cycle and create folders and subfolders within the cycle, followed by understanding an overview of the TestPad, how to operate the TestPad, and what is the Cycle Traceability feature.